guys, and welcome to my channel, and welcome back if you've been here before. Thanks for joining me today. So you're probably wondering why I have a tie-dye shirt out on an eco dye kit. Well, let me tell you, I'm filling a Christmas order of tie-dyes this summer, and I am going to, if you keep on the lookout, I'm going to go ahead and film the next batch and show you how I do this process. I did learn this here on YouTube, so I will link, the guy's channel name is Crispy, and I will link his video to how to do this below. But today this is about eco dyeing. The reason I have this is I did want to show you, isn't that really neat? It's a technique called ice dyeing. And you literally use ice to dye your fabric. And I'm going to be doing, after I get done filling the Christmas order, I'm going to be doing a lot of fabric, which I have a few samples to show you today. But let's talk about the eco dye real quick. So also, now I got these papers out. This is Canson mixed media paper. And at the end of this tie-dye session, I took some of the ice I had left over, and I just took a Tupperware and I put I put a piece of paper in, I put ice on it, and then I spattered dye on it. And just to see if I could get some ice-dyed papers, and I just threw these together, but I think they're really pretty, came out pretty neat. So tie-dye works amazing on paper. And what ended up happening was, here, I'll show you the last couple ones real quick. Okay, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. They're not speaking to me yet, but I wanted to show you that it's possible. Now, let me move this to keep it safe. When you ice dye, you end up with leftover dye. And I was at the end of this powder dye in this container, so I went ahead and poured my leftover dye in here. And this is the color. This is the accumulated color of all the colors mixing together from that batch, and then I got these papers out of this color. So I'm going to do my eco dyeing out of this dye color today. And I am going to put, I'll show you, I'm going to put the rusty bits in my pan like I always do. So I just want to try this dye since I have it, and show you, take you along for the ride. So I did these little sample pieces. This is muslin fabric, and they came out really fun, and I'm thinking I might use these for journal covers. I'm not sure yet. I think I'm even going to scan them. They need to be ironed. Forgive the crinkliness, but I think I will go ahead and scan these too, and maybe create some papers out of these. They came out really fun. I just love blue and green combos. I'll show you. I only did 4 of these. And Crispy, that guy, his channel is Crispy. He, I forget what I say, you guys, forgive me. But he does some folding techniques that are just second to none. The guy really knows what he's doing. So if you're into this and you want to learn more about it, like I said, I will go ahead and show you my next video of ice dyeing. But if you don't want to wait, check him out right away. It's CRISPY, and he'll pop right up for you. And there's the last one. So a lot of these come out like, I get space bug looking things, I get spaceship looking things, I get a lot of really amazing, different, unique prints. And I don't really think too hard about my color combos. Sometimes I'll stick within a color family like this, blue, green, and black. And other times I will cross over and do warms and cools together. So there's all kinds of options, and I'll talk more about that when I do the tie-dye video. I wanted to show you, I came across something really great yesterday for the eco dyeing. So I just went ahead outside. This is not what I came across. I talk all over the place. It's exactly how I think. So thank you for riding along with me. I'm going to do some, real quick, I'll just show you. I'm going to do aspen leaves today. I've had okay luck with them. Not great. But I'm going to give them another shot. And then I'm doing my beautiful flowers I normally do. And guys, if you get dyed flowers or colored flowers like this from the store, don't get your hopes too high about the color translating into your eco dyes. That doesn't happen hardly ever for me. And then at my grocery store, they had these packs of ferns for $1 a pack, and they had 3, and being the art supply hoarder that I am, I got all 3, and now I have all these ferns, so I'm probably going to end up doing a few eco dye packs, and I will film the reveals and the flip throughs of those. But this time I just wanted to give you a few more tips on this video. Now here's the regular racks I always use, and you can get 2 of these for $1 at the Dollar Tree in America. I don't know, I'm sure you could find something like this probably anywhere you are. So those fit into my, here's my icky pan, and I use this big pan from Walmart, and these are all erector set pieces. And I've got, wear gloves, guys. I rarely say it. I probably do say it, but I always do it and don't say it, but you really want to protect yourself. And then I've got these rusty hinges. I don't really use too many sharp pieces of rust, and on purpose, because I don't want to get stabbed with something rusty. And I also get a tetanus shot, and I've said that before, so just keep that in mind, okay? So here's what I got, finally, coming around to what I got yesterday. I found these racks at the Dollar Tree yesterday. Now the difference between these is you get this 2-pack right here for $1, and these cost $1 each. So, and I was worried they weren't going to fit in my pan, and they've got these little notches, see that? So you just put the little notch down. I was worried they weren't going to fit, but I figured, you know, $2 is a small investment to check. So I went ahead and picked 2 up, and look, they fit perfect. And here's why I like these and why I'm excited about these. This one here only has the one thing going across. So you guys have seen my barbecued paper prints on every kit. And this one has 3. And the reason that is such a good thing is I think I'm going to be able to get a better grip when I tie these together. And by the way, you want to tie them together with natural fibers, some kind of baking twine or cotton, okay? Don't use synthetic, just for safety purposes. I always use natural. And I think what's going to happen is when I tie these down and really wrench my papers down in between here, that I'm going to get more color out of the actual plants. So I think I'm having trouble getting color out of these. And then the ones I've been using, you're going to have to replace these. This will probably last maybe 5 kits, 5, maybe more. Maybe a little more, but what happens is they start to get rusty, and then this center piece starts to snap apart, and they just kind of fall apart on you. And then when they fall apart, of course, your papers are looser and you're not getting as much bleed, if you will, from your plants. So this time I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot. And of course, guys, I've been watching, I've always watched eco dye videos. I love people's eco dye videos. There's a bunch of them out there, and everybody uses vinegar, and I always hear put a cup in. I put in 2, and it might be overkill, but I really want that dye to adhere to my paper and stay in there. And then of course I have my alum. I spray, this is fresh out of the pack. I cut these 8.5 by 11 and I spray these with alum on both sides. And you know what else I've started doing too? Is I've started layering up some leaves right on the grate in an effort to get some prints on that bottom sheet so it's not just barbecue grate all the time. Boring, right? Boring. So, and it's been kind of sort of working. It depends on the plants. You just have to experiment. I've done a lot of these kits, and every kit is different. So you just got to give it a shot. But this kind of alleviates the boredom of having the same old great print time and again. And I've tried copy paper, and you can use print paper to eco dye and it works really well when you're not using a grate like this, but something about this grate and printer paper, it just tears my paper apart. I used to use printer paper on all my eco dyes, but I got so many tears that I just decided to move over to the Canson mixed media paper, and I've been ecstatic with it. So you can layer up like that, and then throw your page on top here, and then spray this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to show this part. If you want a step-by-step tutorial, just hop on over to the video called Twilight Forest Eco Dye, and it does have tutorial in the title, and that will show you all the step-by-step stuff and everything you need. So I just wanted to point out these new grates to you today. Right here, I'm excited. I think they're gonna work amazingly well. So I'm gonna get this all stacked up and boiled, and then I'm gonna come back. This will be the blue kit, this will be the tie-dye, and I will come back and show you the reveal and then the dry flip through like I always do. So I'll be back. Okay, so here's this kit all dried and ironed, and this one was the one done with the tie-dye dye, of course. So I had a question from Cheryl, and Cheryl, if you're watching, thank you so much for the couple of questions. She had asked me if I pour dye all over the top of everything, and I don't do that. When I get this all in the pan, I pour the dye in the edges and the water and the vinegar, and I don't always pour dye into the bath. Sometimes I will put instant coffee in, but I always put water, 2 cups of vinegar, and my rusty bits. That happens with every kit. But the great thing about Cheryl's question was it got me to thinking, you know, you can only have so many barbecue grill sheets in your paper kits, and if you guys watch my channel, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm so tired of that. So her question inspired me to start putting leaves and dye between the last sheet and the grate. So thank you so much, Cheryl. And then these are the results I'm getting from that. You can see a little bit of grate, which makes it very interesting, I think. This was just, I think I said at the beginning, I tape over days, so I forget what I say, but this was leftover. I did say it. And so I got a lot of light and I got a lot of dark, and tie-dye dye works amazing on your papers. So if you have tie-dye dye laying around, give it a shot. This is the culmination of about 6 different blues and greens all mixed together. This was the waste. So anyway, here I am repeating myself again. I'm really working at getting better at that. So I've made enough videos now that I'm starting to focus on what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. All right, onward. These aspen leaves, I do another thing with leaves called Venetian leaves, and aspen leaves are terrible for that finish. So I had it in my head that aspen leaves aren't really great. Well, they're amazing for eco dyeing. I did not put any yellow in this kit, only the blue dye. And I got a lot of yellow and green where I put these aspen leaves in. So I definitely would love to tell you, try aspen leaves. I think you'll be really happy. So I'm going to go ahead and play some music and flip through these. more things about this eco dyeing. I do my layer of botanicals and then do another sheet on top, and I smush it. I push the paper down to get all the botanicals down so that I can make the papers even and somewhat sandwiched pretty well. And these are iron, and I can never get all the little creases out of the papers, so they will print with these little creases in them. It's just part of eco dyeing, and I haven't found a way around it, and it doesn't really bother me, but I wanted to go ahead and point that out. And another thing in this kit, if you notice, I got, this is a better example. See how dark this page is? I think I also, guys, I've been putting a bunch of all of my dye underneath before I put the botanicals on, and then I squirt it with alum and I squirt it with some water to make the color flow. But I don't want uniform. Some of the pages came out uniform, you just can't avoid it. But there was probably more dye on this side than there was on this side. See how much lighter this side is? So you can vary your colors too. I definitely will, if I want a lighter, paler page and you've got your dye already mixed up, just squirt extra water on there, and that's how you can achieve that. So here's this kit, Blue Dream, and every time I do an eco dye, I always think, oh, what if it doesn't come out? I just go through this silly little scenario in my head, and I always am concerned that they're not going to come out. And of course, you get pages that are better than others in every batch you do. And again, this is a 24 sheet batch, 12 double-sided as always. But just let yourself have some fun, and you will get good results if you at least boil them for 2 hours. I've been actually backing down to 2 hours because I've been finding that I have to leave the house a lot. So I've been having to cut it short, and my results are just as good with 2 hours worth of boiling as they are with 3. So you can knock that back, and you just want that low, little rumble of a boil in your pan so that it's not spattering. You definitely don't want that. So I hope you give this a try. You will just amaze yourself with your ability if you give yourself the chance to do it. And it's very therapeutic to do stuff like this. And not only that, but when you're done with your kit, you can scan these and you can print these, and then you can make all different kinds of art projects and just really have an amazingly wonderful, therapeutic, beautiful, fun time. So I guess that's probably enough adjectives for today. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.